I really got to appreciate Lou because he was one of the very few bodybuilders that was willing to work.
Ever heard of a man whose strength didn't just live in the gym, but in his soul? This story goes beyond the stage, beyond the screen. It's about a real-life giant who turned pain into power and silence into legacy. The world knew him as the Hulk, but only few knew how true that name really was.
So kids would punch me in the chest and make fun of me. They call me Deaf Louie, Deaf Mute. I would go home crying to my father. My father would give me another beat and said, "Don't come home and you can't fight for yourself."
He was born in Brooklyn, 1951. A childhood ear infection stole 75% of his hearing, and with it, a part of his world. But what life took away in sound, it gave back in strength. He found his escape, not in noise, but in pages, comic books, heroes, hope.
I started with comic book. I remember I'd go to the comic book store when you walk in. I love the smell of the paper, the comic books. Yeah. So I remember at the time I'm reading comics, I'm obsessed with it, like Spider-Man, the Hulk, and Superman.
And one hero in particular mirrored his pain, misunderstood, rejected, but unstoppable. Thoth. The irony. He would one day become that very symbol of power. Lou Ferrigno started small, a skinny kid with a big dream and a broken hearing aid. No coach, no gym, just homemade weights and fire in his chest. Every rep was rebellion. Every set was silence turned into thunder. His father told him he'd never amount to anything. So Lou decided to make anything look like a mountain of muscle.
I'll do it. Come on, you're gonna do it. Come on.
That teenage pain became fuel, and soon the world began to take notice. At 18, he won the IFBB Mr. America. At 21, he became the youngest ever Mr. Universe, a record still whispered about in gyms around the globe. But even glory brought a new rival, one that would define an era. His name was Arnold. Their rivalry was the heartbeat of pumping iron, the film that changed bodybuilding forever. Lou was quiet, humble, misunderstood. Arnold was the showman, the talker, the king. Together, they gave the sport something it never had before, soul. Before we go deeper, if stories like this fuel you, if discipline and drive speak to your soul, then hit that subscribe button right now. Because every week, we uncover legends who turned pain into power, just like Lou Ferrigno did. Thoth didn't need words to speak power. His presence said it all. On stage, he looked like a comic book had come to life. 6'5", 290 pounds of symmetry and focus. Every flex was a message, I belong here. When the lights dimmed, Hollywood called. The kid who once dreamed of being the Hulk became him.
I was training for the 1977 Miss Olympia competition. This was after pumping iron. So 6 weeks before I was in the best shape of my life, I received a phone call. They said we have an audition for the Hulk. So I go down for the screen test, right? And they said, okay, we're gonna paint you green. I said, wait a minute. So I found a way. They gave me some compensation because I didn't want to get painted green. But I knew the characters were green. At the time, they were shooting the pilot with another actor named Richard Kiel, who played George in James Bond. He didn't fit the part. He was big, but he didn't have the physique like me. I was hired on the spot.
roaring veins, raw emotion. The show exploded worldwide, and suddenly, Lou Ferrigno wasn't just a bodybuilder, he was a cultural phenomenon. But his strength wasn't limited to muscle. It was discipline. The kind that doesn't fade when the cameras stop rolling. Bench pressing up to 600 pounds, squatting 640, deadlifting 900. These weren't numbers, they were declarations of will.
I train every day. I do high reps. I'm very consistent. For example, I do cardio for 45 minutes and waist light. I'm 73. I used to train heavy. I used to bench 560, but now it's all about moderation.
And do you have any like mental things that you do, or are you just pretty sharp, you just stay focused and get it
The
done?
most important thing, the key of all of this is the fear. You gotta embrace the fear factor. If you embrace fear, you can do anything. If you're passionate about something, you're passionate,
I like that.
that makes you powerful.
He didn't chase fame, he chased growth. Old school training, free weights, full range, constant tension. 6 days a week, 1 rest day. No excuses, no shortcuts, just iron, sweat, and time. His philosophy was simple. Eat like an athlete, train like a warrior, rest like a monk. 5 eggs and whole milk for breakfast, steak and potatoes for dinner. A blueprint that built giants before supplements even had names. When he returned to the Mr. Olympia stage after 17 years away, the world gasped. You can almost feel it, that quiet moment after a brutal set when your heart refuses to slow down. That's where Lou lived. Between pain and progress, between doubt and destiny. If you've ever felt that drive, then this story is yours too. Lou Ferrigno wasn't just strong, he was unbreakable. The boy who couldn't hear the world became the man the world couldn't ignore. His story reminds us that being a giant isn't about height or muscle, it's about how you face life when it hits hardest. So tell us in the comments, what part of Lou's journey hit you hardest? The discipline, the comeback, or the courage to keep going when no one believed. If this story fired something inside you, take that energy and carry it into your next workout, because somewhere between those reps, your own legend is waiting to be written. Subscribe now, because the next story might just be the one that reignites your fire to become unbreakable. And with that being said, I will see you in the next one.